I am here with Alex Mason. He is the youth pastor at this church, and he and his wife are here this weekend helping us learn more about mental health, and especially in a church religious setting. So Alex, tell us a little bit about what are your opinions of this event?
Yes, absolutely. In my opinion, my wife and I talked about it quite in detail, is that anyone that is in ministry as a whole, but specifically youth pastors, it is so important to do something like this because there's so much information, and it's a lot of information to digest, but there's so much that we encounter as youth pastors and will continue to encounter that is going to be directly tied and related to mental health and things that people have been through and limitations that we have, resources that we have that we had no clue about or anything like that. I think it's so important, like just the idea of like things that the church actually can be heavily involved in that I didn't even think that we could be.
Right.
And so there's such an importance there that youth pastors really have to take hold of, because we shouldn't take those things lightly when that comes to us, because we're supposed to be that haven for them.
Right, safe place.
And so that's one of the things that I think is so important about this weekend. That's why we wanted to come, and we were so happy about it.
We're thrilled that you guys came. We appreciate the support. I think a lot of times people in general, not just the church, but people in general, we get a sense of, I'm not a licensed therapist, or I'm not a certified coach, or whatever the title may be. But in this day and age, we can't always just wait for those licensed professionals. We have to step in and fill that gap. We even talked about that yesterday, about filling that synapse. But we have to step in and fill that gap too, and that's our purpose, right? I mean, we're called to be His hands and feet. He never said we had to be His licensed hands and feet.
It's one of those things. I think when I think of people's comfortability, there are people that are way more comfortable going to license, and then there are people that are way more comfortable coming to people in the streets. And so we have to be prepared about that and not just send them to that, but be there with them, even if we do send them to the resource.
Absolutely.
That way, how is that? How did that make you feel? Like being a part of that process and not just checking out, like once we, wipe our hands of it, there you go, you're a licensed therapist. We don't have to deal with it anymore.
Right.
Because we should still be an active part of that process.
Sure. Well, so experiencing everything you've experienced so far, you only have a little bit left, questions to answer left. So you basically experienced the entire weekend. Experiencing everything to this point, would you recommend this summit, this event for someone else? And what group, do you have a group in mind specifically? In other words, some kind of a leader? Do you have a specific group in mind, or just anyone?
I think if you deal with people in any type of leadership aspect, this is needed.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much.